In today's Necron Tactical video, I'm going to share how you could win with just 1 CP. And it's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, I'm pretty excited about sharing this tactical tip with you guys because it's a pretty new tip which I've discovered whilst playing games, because, well, 9th edition is not just about blasting your opponent off of the table. It's very much about taking mission objectives, and I think that what I've got to share today is going to be very good at that. Now, a little while ago I shared this video here about Necron cryptothralls and some tactics which I had for them, and I still stand by this video. This video has some great tips in it. Now let's just have a quick look at one of the sections. The new Necron Codex is we don't have to take a cryptech to unlock the cryptothralls. You can take a unit of cryptothralls. Admittedly, it will take up an elite's slot, but you can take them even if you don't have a cryptic on the table, which is very handy when it comes to what I want to talk about next, because the cryptothralls are also infantry. And that means they're our cheapest access to units that can perform actions. Secondary objectives are huge in 9th edition, and performing actions easily is a fantastic way to almost guarantee your secondary points. Things like raise the banner and deploy scramblers. Put these guys into tactical reserve and deep strike them. It's only a unit of 2, so you should be able to get on the table pretty easily, potentially behind a piece of terrain, keeping them out of line of sight, and then deploy your scramblers. Really useful for getting secondary objectives. Now yes, you have to spend a CP to get them into reserve. Right, so yeah, I got this a little wrong here, because one thing about actually playing the game consistently rather than not playing for 6 months during lockdown is you get to read the rules, because you know you're playing games and you're looking things up. And I did make a slight mistake here, because for some reason, whatever reason, I thought that each unit you put into reserve was 1 CP, but of course it's not. It's done on the power levels. Actually, it's the combined power level of units in reserve which determine how many CPs you pay. So up to 9 power level is 1 CP. So 2 units of cryptothralls, which are only power level 2 each, that's 1 CP for both of them. In actual fact, you could have another unit in reserve up to the power level of 5 and still only pay 1 CP. Now, cryptothralls are awesome. You know, they are great for doing actions and taking those type of objectives in games. However, they're also pretty good at just standing on backfield objectives, a bit like a warrior unit can do, or an immortal unit can do, but a lot cheaper, only 40 points, remember. Now, you don't see many immortals on the table, most people going for warriors. However, if you're taking warriors to maybe sit on a backfield objective, then arguably immortals are going to be better at that job. However, arguably scarabs or cryptothralls are going to be even better at that job, being a lot cheaper. However, how about taking a small squad of 5 immortals with those cryptothralls and putting them all into tactical reserve for just 1 CP? For just 165 points, we can take 2 units of 2 cryptothralls and a unit of immortals, and then we have the option to put them in reserve. Now, we don't have to put them in reserve, we can deploy them, and this is what I like about this very small pointed tactic, because 165 points isn't a great deal, and we get 3 units that can do all sorts of things. standing on objectives obviously being one of them. Going into reserve and deep striking to take the action type of objectives like raise the banner or deploy scramblers. It gives us so many options. Maybe you're playing table quarters and you need to get a unit into a quarter where you've got those units which you can just deep strike in turn 2, turn 3, and of course if you want to you can just deploy them. 9th edition missions are all about being in the right place at the right time. It's not necessarily about killing things, and if you have options in turn 2, turn 3 to be in the right place to get your objectives to win you those points, because well, 40k is about points, there's no doubt about it. Killing stuff is fun, it obviously helps stopping your opponent from scoring, but ultimately the more points you can score, the more chance you've got of winning. I think this combination is pretty awesome. It's pretty cheap, and for just 1 CP, pop them into reserve, give yourself loads of options to take mission objectives, and if you want to, you don't even have to put them into reserve, just deploy them normally. And if you have some cryptex in your army, then obviously the cryptothralls are also very good at being bodyguards. So many options, a cheap option, and great for taking 9th edition mission objectives. I think this little combo is a bit of a win, but what do you think? Let me know in the comments box below. Now if you'd like to watch my full video on the Necron Cryptothralls, then here is that video, and here's a playlist on all of my other 9th edition tactical videos.